Roland Willits, Old Men Stories, heading into the universe to visit my daughter.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
That was the whole story.
Wasn't that good?
I read the whole, read his mind.
Yes, we did that. We did that really well, didn't we? Do you know what fascinates me that when you talk about it, and you don't say much, but being in the military, a woman in the military always fascinates me. It's like, what the heck do you do? Why'd you join?
Well, when I was married the first time, my first husband was in the military, and I enjoyed the lifestyle. Of course, I wasn't in, so I got to meet a lot of people. I like being around people. I enjoyed playing ball because I was younger, and so there was a lot to do and a lot of traveling. Back then, I was about 22, around in my early 20s. And we got to do a lot of traveling, which is something I absolutely love. So then when we separated and got divorced, I kind of missed that family that military offers, that closeness that no matter where you are, they are your family. So we were having some hard times, and we were going, I had remarried Rick, and we decided that it might be a good idea because we were going to have custody of all the children and we needed the medical benefits, and I wanted to live near the ocean, and so we decided to allow me to give it a try.
Oh, I didn't know that's how you joined. I thought you joined at 18 or something. That's new information.
No, I was 28 years old, 28 or 29. I was older because I think I celebrated my 30th birthday in the military.
Okay,
in boot camp.
In boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
That's real. I always thought you were very young when you did.
No, I was.
Okay.
I was
older.
Service? I was in the Navy.
Okay.
And I went in and I became a nuclear weapons technician. And of course, when you get out, you cannot get a job. Nobody trusts you. Even though you have a top security clearance, I tried to get a job at the nuclear plant.
You probably glowed.
Well, I think they thought I knew too much, which once I got out, it was like useless information. I didn't need to know it, so I let that part of my filing cabinet go.
So, when you went in, where did you go? You were at San Diego, you said?
Well, I went through boot camp in Florida.
Florida.
Mm-hmm. In fact, when I graduated boot camp, Rick came down. It was very, very hard because we had a really new relationship, and I was a mother already, and my daughter Janice was 4 years old, so I had to leave her behind, and Rick watched her, and he played Mr. Mom and tried to do the best he could by working when she was in school, and anyhow, while I was in boot camp, if anybody's been in the military, you know that you cannot call, you can't do anything until they tell you can, and it was really, really hard to be away from both of them. So when we did get our opportunities, he would wait. He told me he would wait daily for the mail, and so did I. I mean, I loved mail call because I got a letter almost every day. And of course, the girls that didn't get letters, then I would read to them, and there was one letter that he wrote to the whole company, and in fact I have it to this day. I don't remember everything that it said, but it was absolutely wonderful because he let everybody know how proud of all of them that he was, and you know, of course, how much he missed me and couldn't wait to see me. And in fact, I kind of right before we graduated, they had we got to choose whether we went to a place called Boardwalk and Baseball, which was down by Disney, or something else. And I knew from what I had heard from our sister companies that Boardwalk and Baseball would give me my best opportunity to spend some time with my husband. And so I talked everybody, which was a group of about 80 girls, I talked them into voting for Boardwalk and baseball, most of them.
Knowing you, you're a sales lady.
And everybody called me Mom because I was pretty much the oldest one in boot camp. And so they made me the education petty officer, because you have your own little, even though we weren't officers, they made us officers. And because I was the oldest one, they made me the education officer, so I got to help everybody do their work and make sure everybody made it through. But anyhow, back to the Boardwalk and baseball. I got a message to Rick that we were going to be there and at what day, and he drove from Kentucky in his semi all the way down to Florida, met me down there. And most of the time we were there, now before we got there, we were told there would be no public showing of affection. So when he got there, he didn't know this, and he went to give me a hug, and I kind of had to hug him. I couldn't kiss him. I couldn't be romantic. And I think the first ride we went to was one of those simulators because the door closed, and we didn't see any of it. It gave us a chance to really say hello again.
That's wonderful.
I think we rode that about 3 or 4 times. We tried to find places where there was nobody so that we could spend some time together.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's about it. And then after I graduated and got my orders that we were going to San Diego, we went to Disney for Christmas Day. And let me tell you, that was the most people I have ever been around. They even closed the gates because there were so many people. They wouldn't let anybody else in.
Wow. So that was a really crowded Disney. And that's, when you say a crowded Disney, that's crowds.
Yeah.
And so that's how you celebrated what?
That's how we well, it was Christmas Day when we
That's
graduated
how you
boot camp.
Oh, that's when you graduated. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So she celebrated at Disney World. Disney World.
In Florida.
Her graduation from the military, and you were
in my
39,
dress whites.
30?
No, 30 years old.
30 years old. Wow. That's awesome. That's special.
It was interesting.
Well, Roland Willits and Melinda Reigle, my daughter, Home End Stories. Thank you.
Thank you.
Home Stories returning home. Hey, is that my daughter down there on a ship?